It's just a week to the implementation of the closed season, a period when fishing activities are banned for 1 month, and already there is resistance to the program. The Ghana National Canoe Fishermen Council says the 15th of May to 15th of June period will not meet the objective of the closure. We'll hear from them and experts on this shortly. But amongst the fishermen, there is growing resistance to the program altogether. JoyNews' Henry Kwezibedu spent some time in the Jamestown fishing community. Here's his report.
Some agitated fishermen at Jamestown protesting government's planned ban on fishing next week. It's a Tuesday morning at Jamestown Beach here in Accra, the day nobody goes out to sea. Canoes carved out of giant trees line the shore. Other canoes are on the water as they stay anchored close by. This is a place where hundreds of local fishermen make a living. Peter Nikwe Amwa has been a fisherman for years. He tells me there's no alternative source of income when the ban is enforced next week. Peter says fishermen at Jamestown have decided to defy the ban and go out to sea.
Now I'm I'm on the pipe farm and I'm much younger. Again, show no money. It's a neighbor. The other government there gave more. Nine gave more. I'm of young by our more. What fair woman where I went to Paprano from I will go and then low of Gato.
Kojoka Kraba says his livelihood depends fully on fishing. He tells me he can't survive a week without going to sea and will defy government's directive.
And services a puna is can and Chiaco, and I've services Sajuman. And say, I imagine my own there, Punosisa on ye. No sisters, so sister. I ain't for baby and bra, I for be one fine young man boy, I found Papa Madame Bean. Both know what is student. And when I would you are, and Saturday and the winger. And she in Baker Clay. I bet in Baker Clay, why everyone could sing a tip. In time, my mother can tell her about I know why I can send. I want to you. And here comes in summer, young air brand. So we get the man a bank to vote for Jet Mobile and no more or Cosula. First, I never know Winyan, or Western and the man, and I'm going to now be in one swabas, no, but I do be in.
Kwabena Bintum is also a fisherman here. He says dealing with the country's depleting fish stock will require best fishing practices and not through the observation of closed seasons.
Oh, but yeah, Sisia, so Otupuma, oh, may I bless a from your babble. There might be the Obiali acknowledged the bow school. This is how to prove this year, Bosun 1 month. That's our fun with school. Abba. Nay, yes, Camana, no one quite, no other son or look of home, and I'll look also. It's maybe I have put to Mrs. Monsipun, no more China boat to fun. And all more soon all over Coco to soon. Like overseas, what is he? No out on Oba, Saman Nama, and all from. I want to know Gano Koimu Alaba. There's a Snowbay in the Maba, Nurse as I can see, there might be so you come in Snowbay in Namaba. Nurse is here, Nay and Copper, and I'm of Mason National School. School from away 1 month, 1 month, I don't mean to Pumukra, a promote to Mukra, or to more higher. A promote to Ma, Fantiful, if you are gonna, Yabaha, ever black. That Kumpo, Yampa, I compo, that Kumpo, can be a Nimpa, ya blay of it. That Kumpo and Kumpo, black, never Tawa, Bosuko. Hey, ever blow. Ever Blanca Sancasanti, in Casala, Nanon, and owner, a Punumo, and two.
Abla Olivia and Akosia Emefa operate local eateries at the Jamestown Beach. They both sell food to fishermen, fishmongers, and people involved in fishing activities here. They are both of a view that the closed season will bring hardship and have an adverse effect on the business, since their customers are all fishermen.
Because it's saying Yaka bat and if you say, what to Prima, Eduma may I the Muslim cattle, one panaha. Ah, what almost me a binam the name, Mother Shomo for me. That's what to Prima made you say. since I'm heard my milk makayen don't she ya mijina hamun mubosumukuri into your basra band the man put to me the quite may meloma for by 33 years now who be that meant to be so that
2
Right. Okay, on the line now is a member of the Ghana National Canoe Fishermen Council. His name is Kusi Boateng. He's also accompanied by Professor Kobina Yankson. He is the chairman of the Scientific and Technical Working Group, which has also given its recommendation on the matter. Later, we'll be joined on the line by Fisheries Minister Elizabeth Afole-Kwe to tell us the extent of preparations so far. Right now, though, let's engage with Mr. Ni Abio. He's the Executive Secretary of the Ghana National Canoe Fishermen Council. Mr. Abio, good afternoon. Thank you for your time. So I've had a look at your statement, and it would appear that your objection is not to the concept of a closed season, but you just think the time is wrong. You prefer the July period because that is what, according to you, was agreed on at the last stakeholders meeting. But the truth is, July is not actually the best time, is it?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, we're here.
Yeah. This is actually not near you. This is Kusi Boateng.
Right. Forgive me.
Yeah. Your question again.
So I'm saying that your association is against a closed season in May because you believe that is not the right time, according to what the scientists have advised. But if we're going by what the scientists have advised, then July is not the best time either. It's actually August, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually August. But in August, the fishermen will come up with an excuse, festivities and all sort of other stuff. And so at the STWG meeting, we all agree that it should be pushed to 1st July to 31st July, which I think the gains in that month is a bit, close to August. That is not the peak. I think July was about 20%, whilst August was about 25%, as compared to May, June, which is 35%. You understand?
Right. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's also not lost on me, the fact that if you are worried about fishermen making excuses and therefore not abiding by a closed season, well, that's happening now anyway, even with the May date that the ministry has announced. You heard some of the fishermen there saying they are not going to go by it because they don't want to lose their livelihoods.
Yeah, but you are a journalist, right? Fishermen along the coast, they believe they embark on an expedition, they don't get anything as compared to, the last 10 years. We all agree there's been a decline of our stocks as we progress the years. And per scientists, in the next year, which is 2020, we are likely to lose everything. You understand? We are near collapse. So it is no pain, no gain. But fishermen agree that the fishes have, they go to sea, they don't get anything. They come back empty, nothing. So I'm actually confused why they are saying, it is actually, closing is actually going to affect them. They are already affected. They are already in hardship. They are already facing hardship. But maybe, I don't know, maybe a collaboration with the council, Canoe Council and the Fisheries Commission will let them understand the realities, but the issues are ground. But lack of that collaboration will lead to all these misunderstandings.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Kusi Boateng, this is a matter of science. That's something that your organization has made very clear. It's a science matter. You can't negotiate with science. So do you think that if perhaps the government put aside all of your concerns, those who don't want to do it in August because of festivals, those who don't want to do it in July because of livelihood, if they put aside all of your concerns and simply said that science says closed season should be August, therefore any fisherman who fishes in August will be arrested, would that not be the simple solution that would actually yield the best results, even for you fishermen?
It would, but it would be better if it is a voluntary compliance.
Better for who?
You understand?
Better for who?
it will be better for the entire country. Well, definitely people will resist. So if there is a voluntary compliance, it will resolve all those, those resistance from other fishes.
Right. Now, also joining us on the phone line is Professor Kobna Yankson. Now, he happens to be the chairman of the Scientific and Technical Working Group, which has given its recommendations to government on the close season. This group has been a stakeholder in the process so far. Professor Yankson, thank you for your time. Now, what we have learned from the Canoe Fishermen's Association is that they are not aware of this meeting at which the date was changed from July to May. Are you aware of this meeting?
Meeting somewhere in March. At that meeting that the Scientific and Technical Working Group had in March, we were told that a meeting was held in Tema in February. And at that meeting, it was decided that this year's close season will take place from 15th May to 15th June. And we were very much disturbed about that because we didn't see how that time was going to be beneficial. So that was the time we heard about it for the first time.
So to be clear, you and your group were not at any meeting where the date was changed from July to May. You never attended any such meeting?
It was changed from August to May. Last year, you have been closed in August. And so we heard that instead of August, it was going to be closed from 15th May to 15th June. And we heard it almost a month after that decision had been taken. We were in Accra and we were told about that decision. We were not part of the decision taken in Tema.
Now, so this July date, where did that come from? Were you a party to that?
Yes, the July date came as a result of our analysis of the reproduction of the fish. Since 1962, when records started to be taken up to date, what we know is that the peak breeding season begins from July through August and September. And so if a decision had been taken to do it in May, June, we were saying that the next best option would be in July, because the reproductive season begins from July to September. The peak is in August, and we would have loved it if it had been pegged at August. And if not August, and they want to do it in May, June, we are saying that the next best option would be July.
So this May-June close season, will it have any impact on the replenishment of our depleting stock?
Well, as far as our science is concerned, if there will be impact at all, it will be very minimal. You see, close season is implemented at a time that the fish, the target fish, is at the peak of its breeding. And in Ghana here, the peak breeding season for the small pelagic, which we are concerned about, is in August. But it begins from July and ends in September. In May and June, the fish are not in breeding season. If any small pelagic will be landed at all, they will not be in breeding season. They will not be carrying eggs for reproduction. And so if you close the season in May, June, you are not protecting the breeding fish. The close season is meant to protect the breeding fish so that they will spawn and the recruits will be added to the stock for the recruits to be fished later.
Right. So, Prof, I mean, let me ask you this. Have you actually, and your group, have you taken the pains to explain to the minister that this decision to do it in May will be pointless in the grand scheme of things? Have you made that clear to her?
We have in a letter. At the meeting we held in Accra following the Tema decision, in fact, those leaders who spearheaded the Tema meeting were also invited to our meeting in Accra. And when we presented the slides, information to them, one of them said that if they had known about this information, they wouldn't have taken the decision to close the season in May, June. So by saying that, our understanding was that he will go back and tell his people that the May, June date is not going to be beneficial. Indeed, at that meeting, we drafted a letter to the minister. And this leader who spearheaded the Tema meeting was there when the letter was drafted. And the chief of party of the Sustainable Fisheries Project, that is the project that established the scientific and technical working group, the chief of party took the letter personally. He told us he was going to hand the letter personally to the minister. And I believe he did that. If he didn't do that, I cannot, but that's what he told us.
Right.
And so the minister is aware. And the people who took part in that meeting were all listed in the letter.
Right.
And in the letter, it was explained why May, June will not be beneficial.
Very well. Professor Youngson, I want to thank you for your time. That was enlightening. Thanks very much.